Ladies and gentlemen, I now present to you the 2019-2020 Homecoming Court of Sulphur Springs High School. Haiti Telez. Haiti is the 17-year-old daughter of Saturnino and Maria Telez. She has attended Sulphur Springs schools for 13 years. Haiti is a member of Key Club, FCCLA, Cat's Paw Senior Staff, a leader of St. James Youth Group, and a Vacation Bible School teacher. After high school, she plans to attend the University of Texas at Arlington with a major in business. Tonight, her escort is her father, Mr. Saturnino Telez. Peyton Meese. Peyton is the 17-year-old daughter of Brian and Courtney Singleton. She has attended Sulphur Springs schools for 13 years. Peyton is a member of Key Club and FFA. She has shown goats throughout high school. She is also an active member of her youth group at League Street Church of Christ. And after high school, she plans to attend Tyler Junior College to obtain an associate degree in dental hygiene. Tonight, Peyton's escort is her father, Mr. Brian Singleton. Hannah Morrill. Hannah is the 18-year-old daughter of Craig and Ann Roberts and the late Chuck Morrill. She has attended private schools for 6 years and Sulphur Springs ISD for 7. Hannah is an officer for a senior class, Key Club, and the High King Club. She is a member of the Varsity Cheer Squad, Student Council, National Honor Society, National Technical Honor Society, Hopkins County Leadership, and is in the top 5% of her class. She's also taken 15 years of dance and 7 years on a competitive dance team. After high school, she plans to attend Texas A&M College Station with studies in kinesiology to become an occupational therapist and geriatrics. Tonight, Hannah is being escorted by her stepfather, Mr. Craig Roberts. Laska Lobin. Laska is the 18-year-old daughter of Carrie Lobin. She has attended Sulphur Springs schools for 12 years. Laska is a member of Business Professionals of America, Key Club, and Cat's Paw. She was a member of Lady Cat Soccer for 3 years and is presently employed with the Sulphur Springs Soccer Association as a referee, where she works on weekends with youth of Sulphur Springs. After high school, she plans to attend Texas A&M University Commerce with studies focused on environmental science. Today, Laska is being escorted by her uncle, Mr. J.W. Burnett. Sable Erdmeyer. Sable is the daughter of Jessica and Chad Swatzel and Brandon Erdmeyer. She has been a Sulphur Springs Wildcat for the past 7 years. Sable is a varsity cheerleader, member of the girls' powerlifting team and girls' track team, and a member of Key Club. Sable is currently involved in criminal law practicum. After graduation, she plans on getting a degree in criminal justice, where she will then attend the police academy. Sable is escorted by her grandfather and former Sulphur Springs Wildcat coach, Mr. Tom Young. Shelby Osbrook. Shelby is the 17-year-old daughter of Shane and Lori Johns. She has attended Sulphur Springs schools for 13 years. Shelby's the captain of the varsity cheer squad and was an NCAA All-American cheerleader in 2018. She's an officer for the senior class and SSHS Student Council and a member of National Honor Society. National Technical Honor Society, FCCLA, Key Club, and in the top 7% of the senior class. Shelby was one of 10 students chosen to attend the Rotary Leadership Camp and is proud to be in her 15th year of dance training. Shelby attends First Baptist Church, where she is actively involved in the youth program and has discovered her passion for children after traveling to an orphanage in Africa over the summer. After high school, she plans to attend Texas A&M University to become a speech-language pathologist. Tonight, Shelby is being escorted by her stepfather, Mr. Shane Johns. Brenna Irving. Brenna is the 17-year-old daughter of Brent and Dina Irving and the late Christy Eoff Irving. She has attended Sulphur Springs schools for 13 years. Brenna is a member of Key Club, HOSA, HSTE, and National Honor Society. She is also a member of the Hopkins County Leadership Class and president of the High King Club. After high school, she plans to attend Texas A&M University in College Station with a major in microbiology with hopes to become a cardiologist. Tonight, her escort is her father, Mr. Brent Irving. Ashlyn Bimmerly. Ashlyn is the 17-year-old daughter of John and Katie Bimmerly. She has attended Sulphur Springs schools for 7 years. Ashlyn is the Vice President of National Honor Society. She's a member of the Key Club, Student Council, HOSA, and HSTE. Ashlyn is also a member of the Hopkins County Leadership Class. After high school, she plans to become a pediatric nurse practitioner. Ashlyn is escorted tonight by her father, Mr. John Bimmerly. Anna Diostado. Anna is the 17-year-old daughter of Lourdes Ramirez. She has attended Sulphur Springs schools for 8 years. Anna is a member of Student Council, Key Club, HOSA, National Honor Society, National Technical Honor Society, High King Club, and Health Science Technical Education Practicum. After high school, she plans to attend college to major in biology and become a dermatologist. Tonight, her escort is her uncle, Mr. Gustavo Ramirez. Allie Owens. Allie is the 17-year-old daughter of Bill and Beverly Owens. She is the granddaughter of Ms. Aubrey Coker. Allie has attended Sulphur Springs schools for 13 years. She is captain of the Blue Blazes drill team. She was a 3-year member of the band and color guard serving on the leadership team. She is a member of the National Honor Society, Hopkins County Leadership Class, and RILA, the Rotary Leadership Association. She also participates in UIL events. She had perfect attendance last year. Allie enjoys theater and dance and has performed with the Main Street Theater and Shining Stars productions. After high school, Allie plans to attend a university with a major in nutrition and business. Tonight, Allie is being escorted by her father, Mr. Bill Owens. Jasmine Clayton. Jasmine is a 17-year-old granddaughter of Anita and Jerry Clayton. She has attended Sulphur Springs schools for 11 years. Jasmine is a member of the Sulphur Springs Blue Blazes, Key Club, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and Business Professionals of America. She is employed by VF Factory Outlet and volunteers at Little Texans Daycare Center. After high school, Jasmine plans to attend the University of Tyler with studies focused on dental hygiene. Tonight, her escort is her grandfather, Mr. Jerry Clayton. Kaylee Malone. Kaylee is the 17-year-old daughter of Brad and Kelly Malone. She has attended Sulphur Springs schools for 9 years. Kaylee is a member of Key Club and HOSA. She is a varsity player for the Lady Cat volleyball team and varsity runner for the track team. After high school, Kaylee hopes on attending the University of Texas Arlington, majoring in the medical field to become a neonatal nurse practitioner. She is escorted tonight by her father, Mr. Brad Malone. Heather Bowen. Heather is the 17-year-old daughter of Robert Bowen and Bambi McAfee. She has attended Sulphur Springs schools for 13 years. Heather is a member of High King Club, HOSA, the varsity softball team, and officer of Key Club. After high school, Heather plans to attend Texas A&M University with studies focused on becoming a veterinarian. Her escort tonight is her father, Mr. Robert Bowen. These are the 10 young ladies which the senior class of 2019 has nominated for homecoming court. Correction, 13. After a vote by the entire student body, 2 princesses and a queen were chosen. Named 2019-2020 homecoming princess is Haiti Telez. Also named 2019-2020 homecoming princess is Hannah Morrill. And finally, the 2019-2020 homecoming queen for Sulphur Springs High School is Sable Erdmeyer. The princesses and queen received bouquets tonight from high school principal Mr. Derek Driver, and they each were crowned by student body president Campbell Cody. Sulphur Springs High School Student Council would like to say thanks to Ms. Lydia Bryant and her staff at Sulphur Springs Floral for the lovely flower donations that were used tonight. Ms. Bryant generously donated the ivy plants and the princess and queen's bouquets, as well as the roses received by the nominees. We'd like to take this time to show our appreciation for all that has been done here tonight. Once again, Ms. Bryant and staff, thank you. And congratulations, Sable Erdmeyer.
13 in the homecoming court, and princesses were Haiti Telez and also Hannah Morrill. And our homecoming queen for this year is Sable Erdmeyer, escorted by former Wildcat football coach Tom Young.
Yes, I know that name. No relation, but I certainly know Tom Young. And he looked good in his suit. That's probably put it over the edge there with him in that suit. So the Sulphur Springs Wildcats will be taking on the Royse City Bulldogs. It's 0-3 for the Wildcats this season, so they're looking for a win. And Royse City, I think, is 2-0, right?
2-0, yeah.
2-0. They had a bye week last week,
right.
So they had a week off to rest. And the Wildcats are a couple of injuries, a couple of guys that are banged up that may not play tonight. Don will have that for us when we go to the lineup. Don, are you ready for the lineup?
Yeah, let's go ahead, and that worked out pretty well where we got that done. So we'll start with the Royse City Bulldogs offense. Their starting quarterback is Tyson Oliver. Their leading running back is Bryce Martinez. And listed from the materials we got from our Wildcats coaching staff as a running back, but he's actually a position they call the F-back, which they move that guy all over the field. He may be in the slot, he may be in the backfield. They'll move him all around, and that is the coach's son, Peyton Petroff. And he is also an excellent player, catching the football and also running it. Their wide receiver core includes their Lancaster move-in, who is Keytron Jackson. That guy can fly. He was at the state track meet, I think, when he was a freshman for Lancaster. Also, wide receiver is Michael Alphin. Another wide receiver is Joseph Morales, and they use a tight end, too, and that would be Hayden Hayes. Across the line, they average 248 pounds a man. That's an average offensive line, I would say. Left tackle is Turner Hilburn. Left guard is Connor Stevenson. The center is Carson Hayes. Right guard is Caden Sweeney. And the right tackle is Tyler Williams. That is Royse City on offense. Now let's look at the Wildcats on defense. Their nose tackle is Alex Rodriguez. Their defensive tackles are DeAndre Peoples and Cameron Crawford. The inside linebackers are Ryan Carrillo and Eleazar Brenna, as he is filling in for the injured George Greenway. Outside linebackers, Aiden Walker and also Kylan Wade. The cornerbacks are Dominique Sims and Dietrich Clayton, and the safeties are Chase Haney and also Cordarian Bull Turner. That's the defense for the Wildcats. Now we look at that rock-solid Royse City defense. And, of course, the big fella right there in the middle, the defensive MVP in the district last year, nose guard Jamie Cortez. Their defensive ends, a couple of good ones, according to Coach Greg Owens, include Greg Miller and also Dalen Dunbar. They have a four-member, they're a 3-4 defense, so they have the four linebackers on the inside, Zamian Anderson and also Blake Booman. And on the outside, Josh Hendricks and the mini linebacker, 5'8", 185, but Coach Owens says he might be the best of the bunch, and that's John Klump. On the corners, they have Bryson Deal and also Jordan Brown. And their safeties, as the Wildcats coming out on the field now, their safeties are Justin Vineyard and also Logan Flowers. So that is Royse City on defense. Now let's get into the Wildcats offensive bunch. Starting at left tackle, Chandler Leo. The left guard is the big fella, Ryan Hammonds. Center is Stephen Janitis. Right guard is Alfredo Olivita. And right tackle is Giovanni Pisano. Quarterback, Caden Wallace. Starting running back, Decorian Chalk Sims, but obviously Caden Davis will also see a lot of action. Receivers in the slot include Bryant Sanchez and Chase Haney, and the outside receivers, Noe Ponce and also Bryson Lacey. So, Chad, those are the starting lineups.
Great, and I've got a weather report for you, Don, because everybody's worried about the rain and been checking in with their severe weather expert, James Terry, back at the station. There's only a 10% chance of rain tonight, but a lot of humidity, 79% humidity out there. So even though it's 81 degrees outside, it feels like 86 degrees. So hopefully it'll cool off a little bit for these guys as the game goes on. The wind is what looks like it's gusting a little bit higher than we've seen the past couple of games, and that's been a factor in a couple of the games. Certainly in the kicking, we saw a couple of long kicks in the previous game because they were helped by the wind a little bit. So could work against us, could work for us, and the same for the other team. So we'll kind of keep an eye on that weather and get ready for of course, the Royse City Bulldogs just came out while I was talking, so the kickoff is just a few minutes away. It looks like the captains are going to be lining up here in just a second. They're calling those over, and then we'll get on out for the coin toss.
Boy, a quick change job there. I didn't think he was going to play tonight, but Campbell Cody is suited out. He looks like he'll be a captain, but he looks like national anthem time here.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for today and for everything that you've given us and for letting us all gather here tonight. I pray that you will help us to have a wonderful time and just to stay safe and just to have a great day. Amen.
And another great performance by the Sulphur Springs Wildcat Band.
You know what I did, Chad? I forgot to introduce the Wildcats defense, the starting lineup.
Well,
let me zip through that real quick.
Go right ahead.
Nose tackle is Alex Rodriguez. I can't believe I did that. Defensive tackles DeAndre Peoples and Cameron Coffert. Inside linebackers Ryan Carrillo and Eleazar Brenna. The outside linebackers Aiden Walker and Kylan Wade. Safeties Chase Haney and Cordarian Bull Turner. And on the corners, Dominique Sims and Dietrich Clayton.
And the captains are coming out to the center of the field there. And we've got tonight.
Captains for Royse City tonight, number 14, John Clump, 48, Christian Duran, 54, Sterling
Chuck Sims is a captain, and we have number 5, 47, and 54, Don.
It's Campbell Cody and Colin Wade, and I'm going to need some help on 54. That would be Chandler Leo. I heard Clump was one of the captains, the linebacker I talked about. He's out there for Royse City. And unless they cooperate and look.
Right.
Well, let's get this indication here. See if we yet again have a deferral or have our first deferral. Right, George, the Wildcats won the toss, didn't they, Chad?
Looks like it.
And they are going to take the football, so that'll keep us perfect on the year in that area.
4 for 4.
See, among the Royse City captains, Sterling Gilbert, a defensive lineman. And I didn't catch those other two guys.
Right, I'm sorry, I didn't either. They kind of snuck out there on us. So it's homecoming night at the Prince Stadium. Sulphur Springs Wildcats taking on the Royse City Bulldogs. Royse City having a pretty good season so far, 2-0 with a bye week last week, and the Wildcats struggling to get their first win with a near miss last week with Terrell, kind of a heartbreaking game there, Don, 15-13. Came down to the last play of the game, just came up short for the Wildcats. So beautiful evening here at Prince Stadium. The wind has seemed to pick up even a few more miles an hour, judging from the flags down there.
Sure looks like the Wildcats have their kicking unit out there. So
it does.
Yeah, they've got. I definitely see Brandon Zavala. And so maybe we've misread that. You know, I'm not seeing really clear indication on that coin toss.
Yeah, that's happened to us. I don't know what they've changed, but obviously our officials, and you're right, the Wildcats are going to kick off. Here comes my favorite part of this, 13 and 14, both OC and is it Zavala, the other kicker?
Yeah, Brandon Zavala.
Brandon Zavala are both going to line up that there, so you never know who's going to kick. The Royse City is poised for the kickoff. Here comes the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff.
And two players back deep, Keytron Jackson and also Michael Alphin. And who will kick off? That's the question. And Zavala approaches and he puts the foot in and will kick it deep. Royse City was looking for a short kick. That ball's going to die inside the 5. Picked up by Royse City, up across the 10-yard line, and then a real nice tackle down there. I think that was Nick Atkinson.
Boy, he wrapped him up and just threw him to the ground. So
wait a minute. No, that was not 42. That was 22. That was Landry Meskimen on a real good play that wrapped up the return man at the 10-yard line. Wow. So that kick was just going to die inside the 5. The Wildcats, once again, with Royse City looking for an onside kick or some pooch, and they kicked deep. They surprised the Bulldogs. Tyson Oliver back in the shotgun for Royse City, and they'll have a flanker around to Jackson, and he moves it up to around the 15-yard line, a gain of 5 as Jackson on the carry. He had some carries in the first week, not in the second week. 2nd and 5 for Royse City at their own 15. So Keytron Jackson on the carry on the first play. Number 8 on Chad's dance card. And he keeps all those stats by number. There's back to Oliver. He fakes and keeps, and Oliver straight ahead, and he's very close to the first down.
I think he's going to be half a yard short there, looks like to me.
Yeah, that official's right on the line, and it'll be 3rd down and about a foot for Royse City, and they'll try a running play to Petroff, and he storms ahead. Oh, what a big surge by Peyton Petroff, worth 8 yards up to the 28-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Royse City Bulldogs at their own 28. And again, Oliver, and he will hand off Petroff again, this time up forward for about 5 yards up to the 33-yard line. So a couple of runs by Peyton Petroff, the coach's son, David Petroff. 7th year in Royse City. My goodness, I had no idea he was there that long. I knew he'd been there for a while because I've got an outdated a football deal for calling coaches and everything, and he's in it. So he's been there a while. Here's another running play for Royse City right up the middle, and he surged. Final little surge for a 1st down. And
it's going to be Martinez.
Okay, that Bryce Martinez, the leading receiver for Royse City, and 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. A 6-yard run for Martinez. He scored a touchdown against the Wildcats last year in that game that ended up being played on Thursday night to try to avoid the weather, and then we had a 1-hour weather delay. Back to Oliver. He sweeps around the left side. He runs, looks like he got past the sticks for a 1st down all the way up to the Royse City 49-yard line. So the Bulldogs have picked up a couple of 1st downs as they've moved from their own 10 up to their own 49. And they continue to look over to the sideline.
They're lining up quick, just snapping the play as soon as the chains get moved.
Michael Alphin out to the right side, 2 receivers out to the left, and Oliver will throw to the left. The ball is caught and moving up the sideline for a few yards for Royse City after the catch.
It's number 3
and
again.
That was
on the catch.
Peyton Petroff with the catch, and he gained looks to be about 3 yards. So it'll be 2nd down and 7. Wildcats did a good job of defensing that play. Petroff often blocks for that play. He's a good blocker, but we had a flag, and I was talking over the official. I apologize. I'm not hearing the field microphone too much, so I did not realize he was trying to talk. 10-yard penalty for Royse City back to the 39, and it'll be we'll play 1st down over. It'll be 1st and 20 for the Bulldogs at their own 39-yard line after a penalty. I would assume a holding call.
That's what I would assume too, John.
That's usually the 10-yard penalty. And back to Oliver. Another flag flies. Tried to get it out to Jackson, but there was some movement. Let's get the official.
False start on the offense.
False start call from the official. Thank you very much. So now Royse City will be 1st and 25 as the ball goes back to their own 34-yard line.
It's a good opportunity for the Wildcats here. The Bulldogs are pushed pretty far back.
And now Oliver will have a chance to get a little bit deeper in that playbook and on 1st and 25. They'll take the snap, and the ball is handed off Petroff. He just got the handoff. He will get nothing. Tried to go around the left side and got gang tackled by about 5 Wildcats out there. Look like Colin Wade was in the area.
Maybe lose a yard or 2 on that one.
Yes, another couple of yards. It's going to be, I think, about 26. Our clock operator has that just about right there. 2nd down and 26 from the 33-yard line. So good defense by the Wildcats. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for Oliver. He's back to pass, getting the rush. Here's a pass caught by Alphin, and he moves forward and is going to be stopped after a short gain up at the 36-yard line. And that will be 23 yards still needed. So the Wildcats now with 3rd down and 23 play here for Royse City. A chance to stop the Bulldogs after they really have hurt themselves with penalties. Doesn't that sound familiar? And once again, Tyson Oliver for the Royse City Bulldogs. Back to Oliver. Back to pass. He rushes now out of the pocket. Now will throw the ball down the field. It's intercepted. Chase Haney on the interception, his 2nd of the season. He's across the 40, and he's had a man on his back taking him to the ground at the 32-yard line, and an interception by Chase Haney.
Well, a fantastic play by Chase Haney. The quarterback scrambling there, threw the ball over his receiver, and Chase Haney was right there, jumped up to receive it, and intercepted and just took off running. And he was really getting down the field there.
Now, a key to the ball game last year, the Wildcats really jumped on Royse City, and what got the Wildcats really going were 2 fumbles in the first quarter. So the Wildcats get the first break of the ball game from the 32-yard line, and here's a reverse around to Davis. Davis across the 30 to the 25, across the 20, knocked out of bounds at the 16-yard line for Caden Davis. That was a 16-yard run for Caden, and 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats at the Royse City 16 as they had everybody flowing to the left except Davis took the handoff and went around the right on the reverse.
So
Trip receivers to the left.
Hooten's Hardware 1st down.
Caden Wallace back in the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes, throws down the field. It's caught, but the receiver was down on one knee. And that's going to be T-Meyer on the catch, but it's going to be a 3-yard loss as he went down to the knee to make the catch, and then he'd be immediately down at that point. Had it been the NFL, he could have continued on his merry way, but not the high school rule.
Right, very close. He just had to reach down to get that ball, and knee got a little close, touched the ground. So it's down a loss of 3, 2nd down and 13 for the Wildcats.
Coming in at B-back now is Cameron Coffert, and also in the game now, Aiden Walker. And Caden Wallace from the shotgun on 2nd down and 13 from the 14-yard line. And Wallace will keep. He goes forward a little bit, and he's going to be knocked down at around the 18-yard line. That's going to be 3rd down and 12. And once again, wholesale changes on offense. Boy, Matt Young is really
right. It's about
got some changes.
5 guys came off that last play.
Yeah. Got trip receivers out there, Lacey and also T-Meyer and Bryant Sanchez all to the left, and a receiver out to the right side as well.
Punts on the outside.
3rd down and 12. And a snap, and Wallace looking to the left, fires the ball down the field. Oh, dropped by Lacey, and is intercepted by Royse City, and out of bounds the interceptor goes. Oh, boy, there was a late hit down the field. Looked like by the Wildcats, but that was not flagged. And they may have to decide. I thought that ball had hit the ground.
I thought it had too. We'll have to check the tape on that.
Was that a 13? That was Bryson Deal, I believe, on the interception for Royse City. So the teams exchange interceptions. Boy, that hurts. And Royse City gets it right back as the Wildcats down in scoring territory. And once again, that ball went off the receiver's hands. And I think almost every interception by Wallace this year has been a deflected ball. Here's a bad snap back to the quarterback, Oliver. He's scrambling around back there, almost got caught for a safety, and finally moves up to the 5-yard line, and a flag is down back in that backfield.
He got very close to stepping on the line back there.
Oh, my. Royse City got a safety last week. They just about had one against them that time. Let's see. Here's the official.
Coming over to discuss it.
Block below the waist on the offense.
Oh, they may take that. There's not much penalty yardage to be had. That was a
block below the waist on the offense. Penalties decline.
I kind of like that. That was and then the official finished my sentence for me.
Yeah.
Block below the waist.
2nd down.
So it is a decline because of the big loss, and the ball back at the 7-yard line. It's going to be about 16 needed. 2nd down at 16. Royse City deep in their own territory after a bad snap, or maybe just Oliver couldn't handle it. Here's a direct snap to an up back, and he will move forward for a couple of yards, and then he is really stopped. As I think that was Martinez again, Bryce Martinez, and he will. Boy, that soccer line has given me problems down there, but that is down around the 7-yard line. So very little there. It'll be 3rd down, and looks like to be about 16 yards for Royse City, deep in their own territory, back at their own 7. And Oliver trying to get them together here. Royse City kind of shaky on offense in the early going. Oliver takes a high snap, and he's trying to rush it out of there, heading around the corner, and he moves past the original line of scrimmage, but that's about it, as he was stopped around the 15-yard line, and punt time for Royse City. And I think that will bring in, or actually he'll stay in there, is Peyton Petroff, as that big fella also punts. The ball at the 16, and it's going to be 4th down now, and looks like they need about 7 for the 1st down.
Well, the punter's just standing there 2 yards out of his end zone.
That's right. That is Peyton Petroff back there. I saw him punting in the practice session before the game. It's a high snap over his head. The Wildcats are ahead in this ball game. They just got a 2-run homer. The Wildcats get a safety, actually, on the high snap that sailed over the head of Peyton Petroff, and the Wildcats lead 2-0. What a weird start to this ball game. An interception for both teams, and then the snap over the head of the punter. And now Royse City will get the free kick from their own 20. And so the Wildcats would really like to make some hay now, as you want to tack on another score after getting the safety. But the Wildcats have a Texas Ranger-like here, leading 2-0. 4:52 left here in the first quarter.
Strange turn of events there. They were having trouble with the snapper on every play. It seemed like there was a lot of high snaps on. They used the same center for the long snap or not, but it certainly came around for the Wildcats. And to
I'll tell you what, I would defend that one to Oliver. I think he just didn't catch the ball. It wasn't all that bad. It may have been out to the side just a little bit. It looked like he just kind of got handcuffed by it and then tried to make something out of it. Here's a free kick, and their really good kicker, Ortiz, will do the kicking for Royse City. He's got a 49-yard field goal this year, so strong leg, Anthony Ortiz. Wildcats with a couple of receivers back around the 25. I'm sure it's probably Davis and Sims, 2 and 3. And here is a kick by Ortiz, and he thunders it down, and it's going to be taken at the 24-yard line. Here comes Davis across the 30, the 35, the 40, the 45, and then down at the 48-yard line. A very nice return for Caden Davis. And the Wildcats with juicy field position, as you would mostly expect after getting that safety with a free kick.
So here's the other Hooten's Hardware first down. Hooten's Hardware, Emory, Texas.
More than just nuts and bolts.
You got it, John. You've been listening.
I mean to tell you. Trip receivers out to the right, single receiver to the left. Back to Caden Wallace. He looks down the field. He fires the ball incomplete, almost intercepted. Boy, a Royse City player is having a fit out there because he thought he should have had a pick. That was Jordan Brown, and he did have a pick in the second ball game against Garland for Royse City. Second down and 10 for the Wildcats at their own 48.
I think the intended receiver there was T-Meyer on that last play. It just thrown a little bit wide.
Yeah, Brown had the best shot at that. Trip receivers out to the right again. Single receiver to the left for Caden Wallace. Takes the snap. And a running play. This Chalk Sims, and he will hit in there for 1 yard to get up to the 49-yard line. And if you're a fan of watching the play between the linemen, keep an eye on 94 tonight. That is Jamie Cortez. The Tasmanian Devil is what Coach Owen said he reminds him of, because he disrupts everything in that line. That nose guard for Royse City, a good one. Third down and 9 for the Wildcats. Back to pass Wallace. He's flush from the pocket. He's looking down the field, still looking. Wallace is going to run, and he's going to run out of real estate and go out of bounds at about the 48 in Royse City territory. That'll be short of the first down by about 6 yards. So 4th down and 6 for the Wildcats. And let's see, here comes the punting unit. And that means that Noe Ponce will move from his flanker position out to do the punting for the Wildcats, unless they've added a fake this week in practice.
Well, we missed out on the onside kick.
Yeah, well, they fooled the heck out of them by doing that. A deep kick from Brandon Zavala. So Noe Ponce back there as he gets a good snap and just got it away and boots it down the field, and it's going to go out of bounds. And let's see where they're going to mark that. And that, okay, they're still marking the ball. And finally stop walking at the 46-yard line. That was a extremely short punt.
It's only going to net out about 3 yards there. I guess
In fact, it ended up at about where the Wildcats needed, I think, for their first down, somewhere in there. Anyway, first down and 10 for the Royse City Bulldogs. They survive after the safety. And Oliver will hand off, and Martinez hits up in there, and he's dragging tacklers. That's one thing Coach G said this week as I talked to the defensive coordinator. This kid, Martinez, always runs, and when he falls forward. A nice run of about 6 yards, second down and 4 for Royse City at the Wildcats 48. Tyson Oliver takes the snap. He hands off. Dancing back there is Martinez. He lost the ball. It's loose. The Wildcats, it went right into a Wildcat's hand, and he had a hard time getting it. They're still fighting for the football. And Royse City may have gotten that back. And Royse City got that back. Boy, some Wildcat got surprised by that football, and Royse City catches a break. They not only fumble, they recover and pick up a first down in the process. First down and 10 for the Royse City Bulldogs at the Wildcats 40. 3:21 left in the first quarter. The Wildcats 2 and Royse City 0. Back to Oliver. Back to pass. Getting the rush. It's a screen. It's caught by Martinez. He breaks tackles, and then he's wrapped up at around the 37-yard line. That'll be a gain of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for Royse City at the Wildcat 37-yard line. Bryce Martinez on that screen. You can tell it was a screen. Here's a handoff. Petrov rips right up the middle, and he continues to roll for a 1st down as that big fella is a load, and he took it all the way down to the 26-yard line. He's a fast load, too. He moves fast. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at the Wildcats 26. Oliver takes the snap. Handoff Martinez, and Martinez moves inside the 25 to about the 24-yard line, a gain of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for Royse City at the Wildcats' 24-yard line. Bulldogs have receivers left and right. They like to run first. And here is a run around the right side for Royse City, heading toward the end zone. Touchdown for Royse City, all the way to the end zone on the run. And let's see, that is a new number that I
got, number 21.
Yeah,
there.
that is Amon Petty Dozier. My goodness, where in the world did he come from? But Amon Petty Dozier, that's his first carry of the season. I wonder if he might be that additional transfer from Lancaster that we've been hearing about.
That's the only time I've seen them put him in.
Oh, yeah, he's...
Sides on the defense, half the distance to the goal, replay the PAT.
On the attempted extra point, the Wildcats were offside. So now Royse City only has to go 1.5 yards as they'll go for 2 here to try to negate that safety. And now Oliver from the shotgun. They are in point-blank range here. And will take the snap. He's rolling to the left. He's getting chased by Cairo. He throws it into the end zone, and 2 points is good. You can see that. Boy, that's a long way to see that receiver.
Petrov again.
It was Peyton Petrov. And he has an extra point earlier this year, I think, on a run, though, but that time he caught a pass. 2:12 left here in the first quarter. New score here from Gerald Prim Stadium on homecoming. Royse City Bulldogs 8, the Wildcats 2. And we'll take a break here and be back in a moment.
And we're back at Gerald Prim Stadium, where we're going to the Wildcats are going to receive the J. Hodge Chevrolet Kickoff. J. Hodge Chevrolet, home of the $100 touchdown discount on Saturday. Here it comes, Don.
Great kicker here again, Anthony Ortiz. He made a field goal here, well, again, in Royse City last year, I should say, in that Wildcats 28-10 win. And here's Ortiz kick, and this kind of pooched down the field, and it's going to be dropped and then fallen on at the 19-yard line by the Wildcats. Looked like he had even signaled for a fair catch, but was able to corral it.
Number 5.
Yeah, Campbell Cody corralled that, and so the Wildcats will have 1st and 10, but they're deep in their own territory back at the 19.
2:08 left in the first quarter with a score of 2-8, which is kind of a strange football score already.
Yes, it is. But the net effect is just like a missed extra point. It's just a 6-point lead. We'll have to see how that plays out. Caden Walker back in the shotgun for the Wildcats. 1st and 10 from the 19. Will take the snap. Handoff, a running back having a hard time getting across the line of scrimmage. May move up to, well, it looks like, I'd say no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 from the 19.
That was 2.
And Davis on the carry, but he had somebody on him just right away. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was Cortez, that old Tasmanian devil there. 2nd down and 10. And I don't know if they've paid any copyright. Coach Owens laid that on Cortez, so it's not something Royse City started. 2nd down and 10 now for Wallace. And he looks down the field. There's a pass caught in the secondary for the Wildcats. A 1st down. Nice catch there by, was that Sanchez?
No, that's 22 again.
22, okay. Meskimen. Landry Meskimen with a catch. I don't know how I got 4 out of 22. But I don't know.
2 plus 2.
Amazing.
Don, I see that.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
First down and 10 for the Wildcats at the 33-yard line.
Hooten's Hardware first down.
14-yard pass play, and here's a running play, and it's jammed up. And once again, no room for rambling. Second down and 10 for the Wildcats. Was that Sims?
That time.
So second and 10 for the Wildcats at their own 33. Sims now heading out, and Caden Davis heading in. Because those guys, they got to keep those guys fresh. They are so valuable out there. First thing that Coach Petroff noticed, those two running backs, how good they were. Back to Wallace. He'll pass, caught by Davis across the 30, the 35. And Davis dropped the ball. There's a big scramble for it. And somehow, are they going to, may say that the ground calls a fumble. There's no change of possession. That'll be up at the 39-yard line. And it's going to be a 3rd down and 4 for the Wildcats at the 39. After that pass play of 6 yards there.
10 seconds
Walker
left in the
heads
first quarter.
Yeah, they're going to have to hurry to get this off. They've got 6
run
seconds.
That out.
Yeah, it looks like they're not going to make it. They break, but that's going to do it. That's the end of the first quarter here from Gerald Prim Stadium. An interesting first quarter, to say the least, as we've played one, and it's the Royse City Bulldogs 8 and the Wildcats 2. And we'll be back with the start of the second quarter right after this break.
And we're back at Gerald Prim Stadium, where the Royse City Bulldogs lead the Wildcats 8-2. They're swapping ends of the field right now for the beginning of the second quarter. And we've got kind of a close game on our hands already, Don. I mean, the Wildcats have moved down the field a little bit. The Royse City Bulldogs really marched down the field rushing-wise.
Yeah, it's and each team has, well, actually Royse City a couple of mistakes. And now the Wildcats big 3rd down and 4 from their own 39. The ball was snapped. Wallace kind of wasn't ready for it, but I don't think anybody else was either, and there's going to be a penalty against the Wildcats.
Ball start on the offense, number 52. 5-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
So it's going to make it 3rd and 9 now.
Yes, indeed. It's back to the 34-yard line, so now I don't know that it would be a different play depending on what Matt Young had dialed up, but they will now try 3rd down and 9 from the 34-yard line.
Wildcats moving left to right for us, and we have Haney and Lacey on this side of the field, and then on the far side of the field, Sanchez, and
there's another receiver over there.
Yeah, maybe Ponce.
Back to Wallace. He steps up in the pocket. Oh, he got sacked back there. And sacked for Royse City. And that big middle nose guard, Jamie Cortez on the sack. As Wallace tried to elude him, but just couldn't get away from Cortez. And so a punt time for the Wildcats. There's a reason that he was the district's defensive MVP last year. The coaching staff raved about him from the time we played Royse City to the end of the season. They compared every nose tackle or nose guard to Jamie Cortez. Ball is now marked at the 26 for the Wildcats. Ponce takes the snap and will have the punt blocked. The Wildcats fell on it. It's still loose around the 24-yard line. Oh, my. This is turning into I won't say a comedy of errors because it's not very funny right now. But blocked punt. And I noticed that first punt that Ponce had, he was lucky to get that ball away. And that one, he just could not get it away as they're rushing right into the anticipated spot of the kick. And it served them well that time as they got the block. It went right into a Wildcat. Then there was a scramble for the ball. But Royse City now takes over at the Wildcats' 24-yard line. And that is a tough thing to lay on a defense.
Chain gangs have a little tough time over there lining up the
they must
sticks. They're
brought
going
them
the other
Carroll.
way. Those are some Wildcats fans over there. They're trying to go the other way with it. But now they've got the chains lined up.
So 1st down and 10 from the 24-yard line. Yeah, that can be a tough job over there. And back to Oliver. Here's a reverse. Jackson's going to throw a pass, and he throws it down. It's intercepted by the Wildcats. Almost breaking the tackle and twisted to the ground is Kylan Wade. Wade with the interception for the Wildcats as the craziness continues here from Gerald Prim Stadium.
So the intended receiver was the quarterback for Royse City. Pitched it back and then went out for the pass.
There were all kinds of things wrong with that. First of all, Jackson got a lot of attention, and so he had to hurry the throw, and then nobody was fooled on the Wildcats defense. They were all over Oliver running that pass pattern, and interception by Wade.
For the Wildcats, here comes the Hooten's Hardware first down. Hooten's Hardware, more than nuts and bolts.
The Wildcats start from their own 12-yard line. Wallace back in the shotgun, takes the snap, looking, and now fires an out pattern. Oh, a nice catch by Lacey. Flag flies in the secondary. That, in an area you could see just about anything, probably a holding, or maybe a man downfield. There could be a lineman got too far down the field, but here's the official.
Got holding on the offense.
Wildcats just continue to have some trouble with not hurting themselves with those kind of penalties and stuff. But both teams are just here, let me shoot myself in the foot. Here's the gun. Now you shoot yourself in the foot.
It's good.
My goodness. There's a holding back to the, from the spot of the foul back to the 6-yard line. First down and 16 for the Wildcats from the 6. And Caden Wallace is on the 1-yard line as he'll receive the ball. It'll be a running play for the Wildcats. That was Chalk Sims, and he's up to the 6. So no gain on that run, and it'll be second down now and 16 from the 6-yard line. Wildcats having a hard time running the ball, and a lot of it has to do with that nose guard, but this is a veteran defense. I think Coach Owen said they had something like 8 seniors on this defense. So they are a veteran bunch, and they were salty last year. Here's the ball back to Wallace. He fires the ball down the field, caught by the Wildcats at the 14-yard line, and that catch made by Zach Tiemeyer at the 14. So that makes it now a third down play, and looks like about 8. Because that was an 8-yard pass from Wallace to Zach Tiemeyer. They got half. They needed 16. They got 8. Tiemeyer's over here with Lacey and also Bryant Sanchez, and I believe that's Noe Ponce on the far side. Wallace takes a snap. He's looking down the field. Good catch. First down and 10 for Lacey. Lacey's easy to spot. He's got those white undershirt on tonight with those sleeves sticking out. First and 10 for the Wildcats at the 27. Nice pattern. Good throw by Wallace.
About a 10-yard reception there for Lacey.
And first down.
Hooten's Hardware first down. You're trying to beat me to it, weren't you, Don?
Oh, no. I would always defer. Like hearing Jimmy say, way to go Wildcats. It just doesn't sound the same coming out of my voice. There's a snap back to Wallace. Here's a running play. Chalk Sims, and another flag flies. Oh, my. A gain of 2 on the play.
That's in the area where we see holding a lot.
Yeah, so that's why I say, oh, my.
Yes, sir.
And it's gotten to the point.
Number 55.
It's gotten to the point that you just wince because, or you run a play, and if it's anything any good, you just look for the yellow. And so another 10-yard mark-off. There's 9:13 left in this mistake-prone first half, and Royse City with an 8-2 lead. The Wildcats have the ball, but they are mired in their own territory. Back to Wallace. Wallace steps up in the pocket. Can't find anybody open. Fires the ball. Incomplete. Tried to get it into Noe Ponce, but it went back behind him. And it's going to be second down. We've had so many penalties. It's just now second down. And the ball on the 17-yard line, and they need up to the 38. So they need 21. Or actually, I'd say 20. That's a 37. So here we go with second down and 20 for the Wildcats from their own 17-yard line. Caden Wallace, trip receivers off to the right. It'll be a running play. And right up the middle goes Davis. And Davis up to the 21-yard line. No, that was Sims. That was Chalk Sims. And Sims to the 21-yard line. And that will be 16 yards short of the first down. So 3rd and 16 for the Wildcats.
8:41 left in the half with the Wildcats trailing the Bulldogs 2-8.
Yes, indeed. Trip receivers out to the right, single receiver to the left, back to Wallace. Wallace in the pocket, has time, fires the ball down the field, is caught for the Wildcats for a first down. Nice catch by Chase Haney at the 39-yard line. He ran a great route to get past the sticks, and Wallace put it right on the money for the Wildcats. First down and 10 from their own 39.
Haney just got open on that. Another Hooten's Hardware first down.
Boy, that was a big one. They overcame a lot on that. 2 receivers left and right for Wallace from the 39. We'll take the snap. They'll pass out in the flat. It's caught by Davis. Davis gets by a tackler. Another one. He's across the 50. Another first down for the Wildcats. Davis finally knocked out of bounds at the 47-yard line in Royse City territory. 1st and 10 Wildcats.
After another Wildcat first down.
It was about 14 yards, I believe, Chad.
Another Hooten's Hardware first down. Hooten's Hardware, Emory, Texas.
2 receivers left and right for Caden Wallace.
Yeah.
And now
maybe a timeout.
It sure looks like it.
Timeout, Royse City.
And with 7:59 left here in the second quarter, Royse City 8, the Wildcats 2. We'll take a break, back in a moment.
And we're back at Gerald Prim Stadium, where the Wildcats trail the Bulldogs 2-8.
7:59 left here in the second quarter. Back to Wallace. Wallace looking down the field, fires the ball. Oh, it went through a defender's hands. He's upset with himself that he didn't pick that off, as that was Justin Vineyard, one of their starters in the secondary, but an incomplete pass. Lacey was the intended target. Second down and 10 for the Wildcats, and they're at the Royse City 47.
We have Lacey and T-Meyer on this side again, and then over on the other side we have Brian Sanchez and Ponce.
Yeah, you always say probably Noe over there.
Yep.
There's a snap and a handoff to Davis. Oh, he got about a yard and then absorbed a really hard hit. And actually, no gain on the play. He is gaining a yard to get out of the backfield. So it's going to be 3rd down and 10 now from the Royse City 47-yard line.
And Haney comes into the game back in to be a receiver over there on the other side.
Yeah, he's a likely target. Trip receivers to the left, single receiver to the right. Wallace back to pass, fires the ball down the field. Oh, incomplete. Kind of looked like it went between receivers. Haney was out there, but looked like he was trying to go down the field a little bit deeper, maybe to Noe Ponce. And it's going to be punt time now for the Wildcats. 4th and 10 from the Royse City 47-yard line. So Wildcats got a little bit of a drive going, but then they bogged down just past midfield. So Noe Ponce will be back to punt again. And, boy, they're going to have to hold those guys out at the point where he kicks the ball, because Royse City is – that's one thing about the rugby kick. You kind of know where he's going to kick it from. And Ponce back there will take the snap. And this time good protection, and he hammers it out of there, but it looked like it went way off the side of the foot. And it's going to be a very short punt to the 37-yard line, about a 10-yard punt. Because I think both of those Ponce punts tonight have kind of came off the side.
Yeah, and gone. They're pretty good distance, but they go out of bounds kind of early.
And I'll tell you what, once you get a kick blocked, it just kind of plays with your psyche a little bit when you're trying to punt that ball. Maybe try to get it away a little bit too quick or something like that. But Royse City now takes over from their own 37-yard line, and Oliver will take the snap. Here's a handoff. Martinez into the secondary, and a good gain up to the 44-yard line. It'll be a gain of 7. It'll be second down. Actually, they're going to say 8. So second down and 2 from the 45-yard line for the Bulldogs. Oliver will take the snap. Here's that running back that we hadn't seen before. He's up near the first down marker. That's Petty Dozier. He's a hyphenated name.
Number 21.
Yes, and he gets the first down. First down and 10 for the Bulldogs at the 49-yard line. And back to Oliver. Run up there. I think that was Martinez again to the 47-yard line. No, that was
number 3.
Petrov. That was Peyton Petrov to the 47.
About a 4-yard gain.
And, actually marking the 46. And so about 5 needed for the first down for the Bulldogs. Back and another running play. And again, just brute force straight ahead with that big running back Petrov. And he stopped at the 42-yard line. And it's going to be 3rd down and 1 for the Bulldogs here. And they're snapping it quickly. And the Wildcats had to call timeout. Coach Guetta.
Timeout, Sulphur Springs.
Calling timeout, because Royse City was trying to snap quick on that 3rd and 1 play. 6:05 left in the second quarter. Royse City leading the Wildcats 8-2. Back in a moment. And big 3rd down and 1 now for the Royse City Bulldogs from the 42 Wildcats territory. Handoff, running back Petrov right up the middle, almost broke it loose and was finally tackled at the 31. A pretty good gain on the play. First down and 10 for the Bulldogs at the Wildcats 31. The clock just went under 6 minutes as Royse City kind of feeling a little bit of the pressure, that clock on their back, but they've really got a lot of time. Tyson Oliver back in the shotgun will take the snap, and here's that hyphenated running back, and it's another beautiful run up around the 22. It's going to be 1 yard short of the first down. It's going to be another second down, or it's going to be just 1 needed, second and 1.
Petty Dozier again is who you're looking.
Right. I think his first name is Amon.
It is Ahmon, I believe.
Amon Petty Dozier. A mouthful by any other name.
Down.
They did give the first down at the 21-yard line. 2 backs around the quarterback. Handoff. This time the Wildcats defense all over that running play. As let's see who gets up. This looks like an additional running back. Oh, that's Martinez. A gain of 1 on the play. Second down and 9 from the 20. Actually, it looks like that's about 10 yards. So let's just say that this drive started at the 20 rather than the 21. Because that's pretty darn close. And again, Oliver from the shotgun takes a snap, fakes. Here's a pass. It's caught by Jackson. Oh, he deked the defender, and he's heading to the end zone. Touchdown for that speedy young man for Royse City. A 20-yard touchdown pass. What a weapon. Boy, what a move in to get trackster speed and a receiver, and the guy can run. And once again, Royse City up by 12, going for 2. Back to Oliver. Handoff, running backs hitting in there. The Wildcats stone that play. So the 2-point run, no good. And now some kind of extracurricular kind of broke out. The officials doing a good job of stepping in there and making sure that nothing else develops out of that. 4:30 left here in the second quarter. New score here from Gerald Prim Stadium. It's Royse City 14 and the Wildcats 2.
And we're back to Gerald Prim Stadium, where the Wildcats are going to receive the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff. J. Hodge Chevrolet, home of the $100 touchdown discount. And again, Ortiz will kick for Royse City. It's kind of a variable wind. It may be blowing a little bit to his back. If it is, he'll probably kick it out into Houston Street. A very strong leg. Wildcats, a couple of receivers back at the 5. Ortiz puts the foot into it, and it's going to be taken by Sims at the 5-yard line. Across the 10, he's running back across the field, across the 15 to the 20, 25, 30. Sims into the secondary, across the 40. He could go. Sims to the 40, to the 30, the 20. He will score. A 95-yard kickoff return for Decorian Chuck Sims. And Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go Wildcats, as the Wildcats run back that kickoff 95 yards. and he only had the just one defender. Got a great block by Davis. The officials are out here in the middle of the field discussing it. I hope they're not going to call that back.
Well, I don't see any laundry.
No. Maybe they were just discussing how tired they were after trying to chase all the...
Well, we're going to get a Micah thing, I think.
Here we go.
They have not changed the scoreboard.
During the run, we have a hold against the receiving team.
Of course we do. My goodness.
So here come the coaches out to talk with the officials.
My, what a terrible thing. Chalk Sims with a tremendous run back. And man, this must have been backing. Just back behind the play, I guess. That may have been when we missed it.
The ball
Chad.
comes back to the spot of the foul.
My goodness. That hurts.
Let down for the Wildcats as the scoreboard didn't change after that wonderful kickoff return by Chalk Sims.
Of course, Royse City would say it's easy to make a return like that if you have somebody holding on.
Sure. So
all the way back to the 17-yard line. So an 83-yard penalty, in effect.
Yes.
First down and 10 for the Wildcats at their own 17-yard line. 4:14 left here in the in the second quarter. Now the Wildcats are going to have to earn it. They got trip receivers to the left. And here's Aiden Walker with a sweep, and he ran into a defensive end who throws him back 10 yards. My goodness. That tackle made by their starting defensive end, Greg Miller. And that is a loss of 2. Second down and 12 for the Wildcats at their own 15. Coach Owens really liked Miller, and he liked all 3 of the defensive linemen. He said he thought they were the 3 best defensive players they had, and they're all on that D-line. Second down and 12, back to Wallace. Here's a running play right up the middle. Pretty good run for the Wildcats up to the 21-yard line. Got a little bit of that yard.
That was actually number 9 there.
Oh, okay. That was J.J. Hall, a little bitty number 9, but he is like dynamite. Comes in small packages. Second down and 6 needed for the Wildcats. That was a 6-yard run by J.J. He started out on the JV, but ended up on the varsity. There's a fake to the running back. Pass down the field, incomplete. Tried to get it into Meskimen. And incomplete, so it'll be third down now for the Wildcats. Now, actually, this is a fourth down. I lost a down in all that.
Well, we the penalty just dropped for some yardage there.
Yeah, fourth down and 6 yards needed. The line of scrimmage at 21-yard line. I'm going to have to take that 95-yard run off. I'd already marked that down.
I know.
I'll tell you what, you've got to scan the field these days. I'm telling you, you just can't, you can't be comfortable with anything. It's back to Noe Ponce. It's not even very much of a rush. Gets it away, and Petrov will drop the ball, and then he went after it and knocked it out of bounds right at the 50-yard line. As that looked exciting, but it happened right on the sideline, and if it had been out in the middle of the field, that would have been an adventure because Petrov was going to the ground and he was outnumbered.
And a couple of Wildcats were right on him. They could have turned around good for the Wildcats. But unfortunately, the Bulldogs are going to get the ball with 2:54 left in the half on right at the midfield.
Exactly. That's a good way to kind of recap or set things up. First down and 10 for Royse City at the 50. 2:54 left here before the half. And here come the Bulldogs with a chance to try to get on the boards. They lead 14-2. Back to Oliver. Here's a handoff. Martinez. Martinez breaking tackles and moving through the Wildcats all the way across the 30 and all the way down to the 26-yard line. And you could see what Coach G was talking about as he was falling. He fell forward for about another 3 yards. They're going to mark him at the 27-yard line. First down and 10 for the Bulldogs. It's a 23-yard run. 2:39 left here in the second quarter. Oliver back in the shotgun. Will take the snap. Here's a handoff again to running back and up to about the 25-yard line. Kind of tough going that time. Good defense by the Wildcats. And on the run was Petrov. Second down and 8 for the Bulldogs from the Wildcats' 25-yard line. 2:14 left here in the second quarter. Again, Oliver takes a snap, and here's Petty Dozier, and he is caught and thrown for a huge loss. Beautiful play by Aiden Walker from his outside linebacker position back to the 33-yard line. That was an 8-yard loss by Amon Petty Dozier.
The Wildcats read that play very well and were all
yes,
over him.
they did. So third down and long for Royse City now. They need at least 15, I'd say 16 yards. Something like that, 15, 16 yards here. And it's back to Oliver. Handoff Martinez. A flag flies for Royse City now as they move up around the 25-yard line, but they've got a flag to deal with. Or maybe the Wildcats do. We'll have to see how it goes.
Here it comes.
Let's find out.
Holding on the offense, number 76.
And that will push Royse City back as the officials getting that spot of the foul, and now here they march off.
Holding on the offense, a 10-yard penalty. Repeat third down.
And we'll repeat third down. It's back at the 42, and they need down to the 17, so it's about 25 yards.
Third and super long with 1:27 left in the half.
Yeah, third and 25. Jackson out to the left, being guarded by sophomore Dominique Sims. That Jackson's about 4 inches taller. Here's Oliver with a pass, and not on the same page with the receiver there. I lost his name. Alpin. A-L-P-H-I-N. Alpin. An incomplete pass, and Royse City now will, for another time, will be called on to punt.
Haney goes back to receive the punt for the Wildcats.
And Peyton Petrov, he was impressive last year as a running back, and now he's their F-back, which means they just move him all over the field. And he's been in the slot a lot, too, where he's out there as a blocker. That roll back to him, but he got it and got it away, and it looked like it might have hit a Wildcat down there. I hope not. If they did, they would let Royse City recover that for a touchdown. So obviously did not hit the Wildcat. It went into the end zone, and Royse City downed it for a touchback. So the Wildcats will start out around their own 25. First down and 10. They still have 1:07 left to play here in the second quarter, and Royse City has a 14-2 lead. Now they've marked it at the 20. So first down and 10 for the Wildcats at their own 20. Noe Ponce in there, Zach Tiemeyer, and Campbell Cody, and Bryson Lacey. Wallace, the quarterback, has a running back to his left. We'll take the snap a little bit high. Handoff running back. This is Davis. And Davis for a couple of yards. And Davis up to the 22. It'll be second down and 8 for the Wildcats at their own 22. We're under a minute to play here in the second quarter. Wildcats scored first. They led 2-0, but Royse City has scored 14 unanswered points with a couple of touchdowns. Wallace has tripped receivers to the left. We'll take the snap, a little bit of high snap, handoff, breaking tackles Davis, but he couldn't get away from the second guy and got clubbed to the ground at around the 20-yard line. A real good defensive play for Royse City.
So the 2 yards he picked up on the last play, he just
gave him right back. And once again, that guy's a tough customer. I can see why Coach Owens likes that Greg Miller at defensive end.
Clock winding down.
The Wildcats are just going to let it roll out here as they're deep in their own territory, 3rd and 10. And that's going to do it for the first half. We've played 2 quarters here. We're halfway through here from Gerald Prim Stadium. And our halftime score on Homecoming 2019, the Royse City Bulldogs 14 and the Wildcats 2. And it's halftime.
Ladies and and gentlemen, Sulphur Springs High School proudly presents the 58th line of the Blue Blazers as they strike up the band. Sammy Allen, Monica Mejia, juniors, Emma Evans, Maddie Hope, and Tatiana Moore. Officers for this year are Lieutenant Macy Swafford, Lieutenant Olivia Walker, First Lieutenant Allie Thurman, Co-Captain Maddie Thurman, Captain Allie Owens. The Blazers would like to recognize this week's Spirit Girl, Abby Coppers. The Blazers would also like to recognize their Blaze of the Week, Alexis Alanis. A very special shout out to their very own homecoming nominees, Allie Owens and Jasmine Clayton. Super proud of both of you. And now we hope you enjoy our homecoming performance to Build Me Up Buttercup. Blue Blazers. The Blazers are under the direction of Chrissy McCullough and Tammy McGraw. Ladies and gentlemen, here they come, man oh man, that Wildcat band. The band is being led onto the field by senior drum major Elizabeth Lopez and junior drum major Tristan Stewart.
The band is proud to continue its 2019 UIL competition season, performing this year's show, What a Wonderful New World, a story from the past with a vision for the future. The Wildcat Band would like to recognize this week's section of the week, the trombones. And this week's band members of the week are Brooklyn Arneson and Jackson Neverland. Ladies and gentlemen, on your feet for the Sulphur Springs High School Wildcat Band.
There was a place no one knew existed. A place beyond the open sea. The grueling journey would be demanding across a place no one had ever gone. A place where only the strong and lucky survive.
I know her and I've talked to her.
gentlemen, the Sulphur Springs High School Wildcat Band. Directors for the band are Spencer Emmert, Elizabeth Bielecki, Jeff Garza, Brittany Robinette, Elliot Ayo, Steve Proctor, and Anthony Parati. Soloists tonight were Matthew Sherman on alto sax, Kendall Little on tenors, and Rose Oyad on vocals. Tonight, the band would like to thank all of our awesome parents who helped iron our brand new uniforms. This has been the voice of the band saying, shout out to class of 2009, 10-year reunion.
Again, that wind is kind of hard to gauge, but it looks like it's mostly to the back of Ortiz. Of course, the last time he kicked it as deep as a 5-yard line, and Chuck Sims took it back 95, but unfortunately had a
that was negated
violation. Yeah,
yes,
and negated that. And here comes Ortiz with another kickoff for Royse City as we start the second half. And Ortiz approaches and puts the foot into it and kind of pooched it down there and taken right on the sideline by Davis, and then he's thrown backwards by very good coverage by Royse City. He picked it up at the 14 and only made it to the 15. So the Wildcats will start first down and 10 from their own 15-yard line after a very efficient kick by Royse City.
And here comes the Hooten's Hardware first down of this is going to be the first down of the second half. So,
and this is always a big drive. One of their goals every week is to score the first time they get the ball in the ball game and then the third quarter. So that's how significant that's considered by the offensive staff. And here's a running play. Sims around the left side, and he's going to lose 4 yards on running. Continues to struggle. Only had 10 rushing yards. Actually, they're going to say that he was knocked out of bounds at the 12, so a loss of 2. It'll be second down and 12 from the 12-yard line.
Personal foul on the defense.
Oh.
15-yard penalty at the end of the run, or automatic first down.
Absolutely. Well, that's a great, some great luck for the Wildcats there.
Did not see that.
I didn't even see the flag.
I didn't either, but yeah, it's a big penalty against Royse City, and the Wildcats will benefit.
And again, we have the chains moving slowly, or not moving it. Here they go. Now they're going to move and get it. So they put the Wildcats all the way up on their own 29.
Yes, indeed. First down and 10 from the 29-yard line after the 15-yard mark-off. And once again, Caden Wallace takes a snap. He fires it out in the flat. It's caught by Davis. Davis got a good block across the 30 to the 35, up to about the 37-yard line. And credit where credit is due, department. That was Zach Tiemeyer with that good block that allowed Davis to pick up extra yards to the 37. It'll be second down and 2 for the Wildcats at their own 37.
I missed that last play, the Hooten's Hardware first down, but this now second down, and Davis just powered through that guy for a couple extra yards.
And once again, Wallace, 2 receivers left and right, will take the snap, a running play, and Davis hitting up in there, and he's very close to I think he's a yard short of the yardage needed. He continued to twist. Be interesting to see if they gave him any of that, but they're going to move it back to the 38. So it'll be 3rd and 1. Big third down play for the Wildcats. And when you've had trouble running the ball, you wonder if you might use some fakery. But anyway, the Wildcats see what they have in mind here on 3rd and 1. And then all kinds of motion on the line.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a false start.
On the offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat, 3rd down.
Yeah, boy, there was all kinds of motion
everybody moved on that.
So now it makes it 3rd down and 6. And wholesale changes.
Yeah,
I think they
4
had
or 5
a lot of
guys came out.
Had a lot of that jumbo package, I think, where they're looking at short yardage. Now they go back to a regular kind of offensive line. Don't have those jumbo guys anymore. So here's 3rd down and 6. Back to Wallace. He's looking. He is now going to be he broke the tackle and now fires it. He sailed it over the head of a receiver as he was trying to get it out there.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, and just a little too tall for him, but he was lucky to still be upright because he escaped a big-time rush by Royse City. But it's still punt time for the Wildcats.
In the last punt that Ponce had, got a pretty good punt. He had a little difficulty with his first two coming off the side of the foot.
And here's a snap back to Ponce. He's got time on this one and really gets a ripper this time. It's down the field inside the 20-yard line and continuing to roll. Finally down to around the 14-yard line. A very, very nice kick of about, I'd say, 53 yards on that
Absolutely. Well, a wonderful kick. Just rolled really well for him, and the defender or the punt receiver just didn't want to pick that one up and just let it go, didn't even go for it. And
very good blocking, too, as they kept Royse City out of there where they weren't in there like they had been trying to block the kick. So Royse City will start. They'll all be back all the way on their own 14-yard line. And here come the Bulldogs again. Oliver, the quarterback. And Oliver takes the snap, and here's a running play and a pretty good gain up the middle. I believe that was Martinez.
It was
again.
Martinez.
And he will move across the 20 up to about the 23, and that's going to be 1 yard short of the first down. So it'll be 2nd down and about 1 for Royse City.
2nd down, 1.
After that good run. And Oliver takes a snap and another handoff Martinez. And once again, the smash mouth approach. Just hand to those running backs and everybody pushes forward with that line. 1st down and 10 for the Bulldogs, and they're up at their own 27-yard line. They would like to just do this all the way down the field. That's kind of what Petrov is. And here's a snap to Oliver. Handoff again to Martinez, and he's breaking tackles and getting around the corner and makes another 1st down. He was hit just past the sticks and moved up to the 40-yard line. Boy, Martinez really just shedding tackles for the Wildcat, or against the Wildcats, and they're going to mark him back to the 39. 1st down and 10 for the Bulldogs. They lead 14-2, 9:11 left in the 3rd quarter. And here's a running play, and this is Perry Dozier, and he is setting sail, and he will go all the way, a 61-yard touchdown run for Royse City. And that is a player that had not carried the ball all season long. Is there a flag down?
There's a flag down, but
okay, let's hold everything.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That could negate us.
Right at the 50-yard line on the other side of the field. About it where the 1st down.
Here's the call.
Personal foul. Face mask.
Oh, boy.
Defense.
My goodness. That had to be, some inadvertent just grabbing. They may penalize that on. I wonder if they.
Personal foul. Face mask on the defense. It will be applied on the kickoff.
Yeah, no deed goes unpunished. I had a feeling that's exactly what I was trying to say, but the official did it better than I could.
It looks like they're going for 2.
They are. They've been going for 2 all night long, losing that first 2 on the safety. Oliver takes the snap. He fakes to the running back, rolling out to the right side. It looks like he wants to keep. He dives for the pylon,
and he made it.
So he got in there. And so 8 points more for Royse City. And with 9 minutes left in the third quarter, a new score now. Royse City 22 and the Wildcats 2. And let's take a break, and we'll be back in a moment.
And we're back at Gerald Prim Stadium, where the Wildcats are setting up to receive what's going to be a very short kickoff for the Royse City Bulldogs. Don, 9 minutes left in the third quarter.
Or a very long one. If it was me, I would see how deep into Houston Street I could kick this one.
Right, so they're going to kick off from the Wildcat 45-yard line after that personal foul penalty on the last play.
There's all kinds of things you can do. You could even do an onside kick from this, or you can just, it's a safe play, is just kick it through the end zone and keep them back deep. But Royse City's had some effective kickoffs, so keeping it in the field of play.
Here comes the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff. Wildcats to receive.
And Ortiz puts the foot into it, and he does just kick it as hard as he can. It cleared the inner fence and heading back to the outer fence there that right on Houston Street.
So he almost kicked it through the uprights there, Don. That was quite a...
Well, he can do that. He's a excellent kicker. A 49-yard field goal to his credit. He got that against the Garland Owls a couple of weeks ago. Wildcats will start first down and 10 from their own 25 as they trail 22-2. 9 minutes still left here in the third quarter, and here come the Wildcats offense.
For the Hooten's Hardware first down. Hooten's Hardware, Emory, Texas, more than just nuts and bolts.
And Wallace has tripped receivers out to the right side. He has an empty backfield, so he has 2 receivers left, 3 to the right. Back to Wallace, big rush. He's running out of the pocket. He's being pursued, and he just threw that one into the sideline in the general direction of Bryson Lacey. So incomplete pass, second down and 10. Smart play by Wallace, trying not to force that ball in there and just throw it away and as the coaches would say, live for another day. Just try not to make it on that one. Sometimes that can boomerang on you. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left with a running back by Caden Wallace. He takes a snap and a running play. Davis made a yard or so, up a couple of yards up to the, let's see where they mark it. It's going to be a 27-yard line, so it is a gain of 2. It'll be a third down and 8 for the Wildcats at their own 27 as once again Chase Haney checks in.
He comes in as receiver, and Ponce on the other side with Sanchez, and then on our near side here we have
that'd be Mr. Lacey with those white sleeves.
Yep.
And Wallace from the shotgun, big down for this Wildcats offense. 3rd and 8. Wallace back in the pocket, has time to throw, fires it toward Chase Haney, and he could not hang on. It looked like he was struggling to get possession and could not hold on, and so it'll be 4th down and 8 and punt time for the Wildcats.
A great effort by Haney. He had his hands on that ball but got hit as soon as it touched his hands and then rolled it over and just couldn't come up with it.
And so once again you see Noe Ponce as he heads from where a receiver would normally be back there to punt formation. And from the 27-yard line, the Wildcats punting. We have 8:49 left here in the third quarter. Wildcats trailing 22-2. A nice kick by Ponce, a fair catch called for and made by Petroff at the 36-yard line. First down and 10. By the way, the last touchdown drive for Royse City went 86 yards. They started on their own 14. Of course, 69, huge amount of yards. That new running back, Petty Dozier. Which I think that may be that second Lancaster move in that we had heard about but had not been cleared to play yet. He but was expected to be cleared to play tonight. That would sound like him.
And with 8:43 left in the third quarter, Bulldogs 22, Wildcats 2.
And in case you feel sorry for Lancaster, I think they're still top 10 ranked in 5A. Back to pass now is Oliver. He slings the ball, has a wide open receiver, a great catch down at the 20-yard line by Michael Alfin, and at the 21-yard line. That was a 43-yard pass, and the receiver was wide open but had to make a nice catch. Oliver threw it a little high. First down and 10 for the Bulldogs at the 21-yard line. And here's a running play, and Petrov heading toward the end zone. 10-5. He leaps over a Wildcat and scores as he hit the goal line as he came to the ground. And so a 21-yard touchdown run by Petrov. First name of Peyton. There's a story one time on Peyton Manning, the great quarterback for the Colts and the Broncos. And
they're going to kick it this time.
Everybody's kid was naming their kid Peyton. And perhaps Petrov, one of those back years ago. Ortiz with the extra point. Yet this was rare to see him kicking. It's a good snap. The ball is down. Ortiz lost his footing, but only after he put it through the uprights. Kick is good. 8:18 left in the third quarter. New score here from Gerald Prim Stadium. It's the Royse City Bulldogs 29 and the Wildcats 2. And we'll take a break and be back in a moment. And once again, Anthony Ortiz will be kicking off for Royse City. They lead 29-2. 8:18 left here in the third quarter. Ortiz approaches, and it is a short pooch kick and a fair catch called for and taken by, I think Campbell Cody made the catch over there.
Correct. At
the 29-yard line. So first and 10 for the Wildcats, as they've got some making up to do here as they're down 29-2.
So the Wildcats receive that J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff from the Bulldogs, and they come out for their Hooten's Hardware first down. And they're going to try to get something going. I'm probably still going to try to move on the passing game here, Don.
Well, yeah, they're trying to find something that works here in the second half. As this will be their third drive. And Wallace from the shotgun. Trip receivers out to the left and two to the right, and it'll be a run for Chuck Sims, and he's trying to get around the corner, and he's met by a whole host of Bulldogs, and
he just got wrapped up on that. The Bulldogs certainly read that play, and they had three defenders all over him.
There's a loss of a couple of yards on the play.
They're going to give him a little bit of his forward progress that he had.
Holding on the offense, number 55.
Oh, here comes the holding call.
My goodness, on top of everything else, and the play loses yardage.
Got holding on the offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
And here's the mark-off. And the officials will wind up back at the 19-yard line. So it'll be first down and 20. And this is a tight formation now. Nobody's set out very far. Back to Wallace. He's getting a big rush. He gets out, he escapes, and now throws it down the field. And Boyce bumping a pass interference call on Bryson Lacey.
Yep. So that pass came up short. Bryson Lacey tried to turn around and come back for it, and the defender just wrapped him up, kept him from the ball. So this is going to be
interference on the defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
That's a huge penalty in the Wildcats' favor that time.
Yeah, and you know, you look at it, I'll tell you from one aspect, wrapping a player up, if you think that he's going to be open for a ball where he can catch it, if he's gotten away from you, then he could catch it and go all the way for a touchdown. So they would rather surrender the 15 yards, and it is an automatic first down, so the Wildcats get a first down at their own 34-yard line after the pass interference penalty.
Hooten's Hardware first down. Hooten's Hardware, Emory, Texas.
And Colin Wade is now in as a receiver, and they're going to throw to Wade. He makes the catch and moves it forward for several yards. This is kind of see how the other half lives, because Colin Wade's usually the guy that hits the other team real hard. That time they tried to hit him real hard. But he did gain up to the 37-yard line. It'll be a gain of 3 on the play. Second down and 7 for the Wildcats at their own 37. And again, trip receivers out to the left side and Wade out to the right. Running back next to quarterback, and here's a handoff and right up the middle on the running play, close to the first down.
Sims.
As it's Sims on the carry, and looks like he'll maybe a yard short of the first. So 3rd down and 1 for the Wildcats. Boy, haven't we been here before?
Yeah, just need to get a new set of downs here and keep on moving down the field. So
yes, indeed. That Royse City offense is beginning to storm. Last time, though, the Wildcats had 3rd and 1. There was a lot of motion on the line, and they ended up 3rd and 6 and didn't make it. So they'll want to avoid that this time. Wallace, 2 receivers left and right on this 3rd and 1. And will take the snap. He's going to throw the ball. He fires an out pattern. It's caught. And Colin Wade with a catch. 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats at the 50-yard line. They call him K-Row. I don't know where that comes from. But
a great catch. And so the Wildcats are now on right at midfield.
That's right.
6:29 left.
And the Wildcats trailing 29-2. 2 receivers left and right for Caden Wallace as he looks over to Shane McQueen in his bright yellow shirt calling the play.
Ponce and Sanchez on the other side.
And here's the snap and a throw to the outside. The ball, incomplete toward Noe Ponce. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats at the 50-yard line.
That's the thing for number 11, Noe Ponce, incomplete, 2nd down and 10.
And they'll mark that ball. In Canadian football, they have a center line. They have 2 50-yard lines, and then right between there is a center line. A little bit extra weird Canadian football. I lived in Sacramento when they had a Canadian football team, so I saw some of those games. Here's a running play now for Chuck Sims around the right side, and he will not be able to get back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be dropped at the Wildcats 49. It's going to be 3rd down and 11 for the Wildcats back at the 49-yard line, their own territory. And once again, Chase Haney out onto the field, joining Colin Wade.
Like we've seen, the Wildcats just have a tough time getting the running game going. So,
yeah, they've really had a hard time crossing midfield, seemed like tonight. Here's back to Wallace in the pocket. He fires down the middle. It's caught by Chase Haney. 1st down for the Wildcats. Again, Chase doing a good job of getting past the marker needed, and he's dropped around the 37-yard line, 38-yard line. And Wildcats 1st and 10 at the Royse City 38. Wallace, a naked backfield. Big rush. He rolls to the left and looks like he's going to keep, and Wallace will steam around the corner and gain a few yards. And looks like they're going to mark him out at the 36-yard line. That's a gain of 2. So it'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Wildcats at the 36.
Quick snap on that Hooten's Hardware 1st down, and Wallace just kept it. And looks like he was going to break free, but 2-yard gain.
Trip receivers out to the right side, single receiver to the left, running back next to Wallace in the backfield. Wallace a long count. Now takes a snap, running play right up the middle. Boy, not much there. Dropped at the 35-yard line.
Davis again.
Davis on the carry, but maybe not quite even to the 35, but let's just call it 3rd and 7. We have an injured player down on the field. They'll need to take care of that player. So we have an injury player timeout. 5:10 left in the 3rd quarter. Royse City 29, the Wildcats 2. Let's take a break, and we'll be back in a moment.
And we're back at Gerald Prim Stadium, where injury timeout for the Wildcats, and the Wildcat is walking off the field under his own power, Don.
Yeah, they call him Fredo. That's a big Alfredo Olavide, 300 pounds, 6'2", but he kind of favoring his left shoulder, but he walked off on his own power there. Wildcats now with 3rd down and long, and here's a handoff, and Sims trying to get around the corner, and there is just no space. Royse City had it sealed off, and so it's going to be 4th down and going to be about 8 needed.
Looks like they're going to go for it.
4th and 9, and the Wildcats say at some point we got to go for some of this stuff. 4:34 and counting as the clock counts down, and the Wildcats are down by 27, so got a long way to go. So, yeah, why not go for it here?
Sure. Yeah, there's not much. Not much other choice right now.
Wallace has trip receivers out to the right, one to the left on this 4th down and 9. Wallace back to pass. Steps up into the pocket, fires the ball, and it's incomplete. It was tipped and got somebody's hand and then went incomplete.
So
they tried to get it into Haney again, I think. But
yeah, right across the middle there. Haney was a little too high. It could have been from the tip from the defender.
So over on downs for the Wildcats. And 4:06 left here in the third quarter. And it's Royse City 29 and the Wildcats 2. It was a 14-2 ball game at the half, but Royse City has kind of put it together in the third quarter with 15 unanswered points, and they've moved it out to 29-2. There's still 4:06 left here in the third quarter. Royse City still huddled up on the far side. The Wildcats defense is already out there.
Yeah, even though there's been a lot of penalties on either side, Don, that's come down pretty even, 36 yards to 40 yards on the penalties, and so it's all just a matter of the moving the ball, and the rushing game has been successful for the Bulldogs, and it's just been hard for the Wildcats to get something going on the rushing game. And
yeah, 75 yards total at the half, and probably not. I don't know if it's just very little. Hold on.
Personal foul. Get some spring.
I don't know
that
where.
That player's been disqualified.
Oh, gosh. A disqualifying personal foul against one of the Wildcats. And I certainly didn't see that.
I didn't see the flag. I didn't see the conversation. I haven't. I don't know where that came from. Another one that we're going to have to roll the tape back tomorrow, Don, and try to figure out. And they're marking off a 15-yard penalty. Looks
frustrated
like.
Wildcat, I guess, after a 4th down play did not work, and a huge mark off all the way down to the 48-yard line.
So
here comes Bulldogs now. 1st down and 10.
Right at the
48-yard line in Wildcats territory. Another official coming in now. I guess he's just trying to get to his proper spot. He needs to be in the secondary, which he now has done. And here come the Bulldogs. I think Oliver is still the quarterback. They'll take the snap, and here's a handoff. Martinez breaking a tackle. Around the corner he goes. A flag comes flying in there. That official that moved into the secondary just threw that flag about 15 yards. So we have a flag on the run that gained about 6 or 7 yards.
Got holding on the offense, number 76.
A holding call in Royse City. I'll tell you what, this Royse City team, they are huge. They just dwarf these Wildcats, to be honest, in my opinion. And what it reminds me of is some of those GQ kind of
holding on the offense,
players.
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, repeat 1st down.
Used to see at Texas High. This looks like a Texas High team.
That net's about 6-yard penalty there.
The ball is on the 47-yard line, first down, but now 15 needed for Royse City. And the quarterback will take the snap. Another running play for Royse City, and storming straight ahead, gaining yards up to the Wildcats' 45-yard line. Martinez. No, that was Petrov.
And with 3:45 left in the third quarter, the Bulldogs are leading the Wildcats 29-2. Now the Bulldogs in Wildcat territory again.
2nd down and 7. Ball at the 45-yard line. 3:30 remaining here in the third quarter in a 29-2 ball game. And that quarterback continues to be Tyson Oliver. He's gone the whole way here. And will take the snap. He hands off Martinez sweeping to the right. Pretty good Wildcats defense on that one. They bottled it up for about a yard gain by Martinez around the corner. So it'll be 3rd down now, and they will need 6 yards for the 1st down. Royse City just trying to play ball control, keeping that ball on the ground. Oliver again directing the offense. has trip receivers out to this left side, including Petrov over in the slot. Petrov, I should say. And here's Oliver. He throws a backward pass. It's caught and moving forward for not much. A catch by Martinez, and he is dropped at the 45-yard line.
He's actually going to lose a yard on that one, looks like.
And now a flag comes out.
Right. After the play, it looks like.
On the offense, number 3.
So a holding. Boy, Martinez just now gave up the football. He was walking around with that football in his hand. Figured he better ought to hand it to the official so he could mark off that holding penalty. Royse City kind of hurting themselves with some penalties on this drive. Officials making sure that they've... Look at the Wildcats.
Holding on the offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
I was just going to make that point because it's now 4th down, and you would think Royse City would punt here on 4th down and 5 needed, or 6 needed, and so Petrov will be back in punt formation, and Chase Haney will be ready to receive for the Wildcats back inside their 20. Petrov is a large running back. He is a big fella. I don't know that... Yeah, they do list program weights. I'll have to see what they have him listed. Gets the ball and puts his foot into it. Nice kick. Haney comes over, lets it go, and then it bounced sideways out of bounds at the 15-yard line. So the Wildcats again will start from their own 15. 2:24 left here in the third quarter, and it's Royse City 29 and the Wildcats 2. Wildcats huddle up. Matt Young is up here in the press box, and kind of his coach on the field is the quarterback coach Mike Metter, and then of course Shane McQueen with that bright yellow shirt. You have that because it's so different than everybody else. They know where to look to find out where the signal's coming from. You look for that bright shirt.
Here comes the Hootens Hardware first down on the Wildcat 15-yard line.
Wallace will take the snap. He throws out. It's caught there by Dietrich Clayton, and Clayton moves forward to the 20-yard line. That's a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5 for the Wildcats from the 20-yard line. I believe that's Clayton's first catch that I recall anyway. Chad may overrule me on that.
Looking right now, that's it's his 2nd catch of the game.
2nd catch, okay. And 2 receivers left and right.
Nope, that's his first catch. You're right.
Back to Wallace. Fake to the running back. Throw to Clayton again, and he moves forward. They said, well, if we can get 5 more, we'll have a first down. But that time he got 2 up to the 22-yard line, so it's going to be 3rd down and 3 for the Wildcats. They'll need to get to the 25-yard line, so it's 3rd down and 3 from their own 22.
And that was his 2nd catch, Don. Now we're both corrected, so...
And 2 receivers left and right. Boy, once again, the personnel in and out for the Wildcats.
Hans and Sanchez on the other side.
And Wallace takes a snap. Rolling back. This is a screen. There's a throw, and it's caught. And trying to get yardage and did not make it. The screen went to Sanchez. The reason you can tell it's a screen is because all of a sudden it's a jailbreak, and all those Royse City defenders are pouring in there. They're pouring in for a reason. The offense kind of holds them up briefly, but lets them go through to get out of that screen. But
he just got a yard or 2, so they're still short by a yard.
4th down, and it got a better mark than I expected. 4th down and 1, and some players really hustling to get out onto the field here on this 4th and 1, but Ponce is back for punt formation for the Wildcats. We'll take the snap, and he will rugby kick it, and it's a beauty high in the air, and Petrov is going to let it bounce. It came up short of him, and then a nice diving play by Wildcat. Dominique, that was Landry Meskimen. That's the kind of guy he is. He's a hard-working and hard-playing player. And he downed that kick at the 43-yard line. So 1st down and 10 for Royse City, their own 43. Just 22 seconds are left here in the 3rd quarter. I keep trying to move the ball game ahead a little bit, Chad.
I understand with the Wildcats trailing 29-2.
And here come the Bulldogs. Just those 22 ticks left here in the 3rd quarter.
Oliver still's in.
Okay, and he'll hand off a running back straight forward.
That's Petrov again.
And up around the 50-yard line on the carry. That's about 6.
Just when you think Petrov's only going to get 2 or 3 yards, he just keeps falling forward. And
I was just amazed at his size when I saw him tonight. 5'10" and 205. I guess, being kind of short like that. But anyway, that's the end of the third quarter. That 205 looks like a load on a player that's 5'10". So we've played 3 here from Gerald Prim Stadium. The Royse City Bulldogs 29, the Wildcats of Sulphur Springs 2. Let's take a break, and we'll be back with the fourth quarter right after this. 2nd down and 4 for Royse City at midfield as we start the fourth quarter, and there's a snap to Oliver. He fires a pass out, and it's incomplete. Good defense. A player was trying to get a hold of it on there, and a good job over on the corner for the Wildcats. Chase Haney to get in there from his safety position. So incomplete pass, 3rd down, and 4 needed for Royse City. I think that was in the direction of that Jackson out there.
I believe so.
Oliver takes a snap. He's going to throw again. He's getting a big rush. He throws. It's complete. And Jackson running across the field. He's across the 40 to the 30. He could go, but he's going to run out of field, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 15-yard line. He didn't have enough field to really kind of accelerate, and the Wildcats closed him off. It is a 1st down for Royse City as they hit that Jackson, a tremendous track star at Lancaster. And my goodness. But again, don't cry for those guys. They're top 10 ranked the last time I noticed. They're stout. Here comes Royse City with a 1st down play, and they'll hand off Martinez, and he's storming down around the 5-yard line. And that's going to be 2nd down and 3 needed from around the 5. 2nd down and 2 from the 4. How about that? As once again, Royse City heading toward the goal line. Here's a handoff to Martinez. He bucks in there and down a goal line. Haven't seen now the official up with the hands. Touchdown Royse City on a 4-yard touchdown run by Bryce Martinez. I didn't recall him having a real good game against the Wildcats last year, but he is making up for it this year. He came in tonight averaging almost 100 yards a ball game. I think he had, I forget, 195, something like that. Here's the extra point. Back to the holder. Here's the kick by Ortiz, and the kick is good. 11-12 left in the fourth quarter. New score here from Gerald Prim Stadium. It's Royse City 36 and the Wildcats 2. Let's take a break. Back in a moment.
Welcome back to Gerald Prim Stadium, where the Royse City Bulldogs are leading the Wildcats 36-2, and the Bulldogs are about to kick off with J. Hodge Chevrolet. Kickoff, and the Wildcats back to receive. Don, who we got back there to receive for the Wildcats?
Well,
Sims and Davis.
Sims and Davis.
There we go. And
Ortiz now approaches, and a short pooch kick over in the flat, and it's landing down there and picked up by Davis. Oh boy, he says, I won't do that again, as he got hammered once he picked the ball up. Royse City is doing a tremendous job of covering kicks, and the Wildcats once again will start inside their own 20 back at the 19-yard line. Davis picked that up and was immediately knocked about 5 yards back by players that had gotten up ahead of steam for about 50 yards. And here come the Wildcats on offense. Once again, Caden Wallace. We got Chuck Sims with him. T-Meyer, Ponce with Dietrich Clayton.
Sanchez.
And Sanchez, the receiving corps. And those big linemen back to the quarterback. And here's a reverse coming around to Sanchez. It's a beauty. And Sanchez across the 40 and all the way out to about the 43-yard line, as it looked like a play coming to the left, but it was a reverse back to Sanchez heading the other way.
Yeah, I was watching with all the Bulldogs down here on this side trying to chase the Chuck Sims, I believe.
Yeah, all the way to the 42. First down and 10, a 23-yard run by Sanchez on the reverse. Back to Wallace, another running play. Sims cannot get away from the tackler by Royse City. And that was a good play by, looked like one of their linebackers. That was Sterling Gilbert. He was one of the captains. And that was a big loss on the running play. Back to the 37-yard line. That's a loss of 5. So 2nd and 15 from the 37. Not a lot Sims could do. He got the handoff, and already the guy's hands are all over him. Back to Wallace. Wallace fires the ball down the field. Intercepted by Royse City, and it's coming back. This is Klump, the little linebacker. And Klump inside the 20, and finally knocked down between around the 14 or 13-yard line. An interception there by John Klump, 5'8", 185, a mini linebacker. So Royse City picks the ball off. 10:08 left here in the fourth quarter. Royse City 36, the Wildcats 2. And a real short field now for the Bulldogs. You wonder if they're going to go to maybe some of their backup players. About time to see Vera Cruz, I would think, the backup quarterback. But anyway, I'll let Coach Petrov coach his team. He's still got his son in there. And the backup quarterback is indeed on the field now for Royse City. This is Joe Vera Cruz, a young sophomore at quarterback. And he's got the good buddy Petty. I forget his last name. Here's a pass out to Petrov, though, and he's moving down the field and finally tackled. A flag comes in as he's tackled around the 10-yard line. Little extra hits by both teams, kind of standing around the ball, and see what happens there. The officials will get together and see who the Royse City's clapping. And here's a call.
Illegal block in the back on the offense. Personal foul. Face mask on the defense. Those penalties will offset. Replay the down.
So, major penalties against both teams. So, the never mind play will just go back and...
the result is no harm, no foul. But even though it was 2 fouls.
So back to the 14. It'll be 1st down and 10 again after the double majors against both teams. Or majors against both teams. And back to Vera Cruz. And he sails it toward the end zone, and it's incomplete. Wildcats had a couple of defenders back there with the receiver for the Bulldogs.
Jackson, the intended target back there.
Boy, what a tall young man he is. How tall does he go? 6'2". That's a great size for a receiver. 2nd and 10 from the 14. Back to Vera Cruz. The ball down on the ground, and he's running back there, and he is in big-time trouble as Wildcats... Bull Turner was in there along with Colin Wade, maybe some others, probably Aiden Walker too. Huge loss on the play. Going to be back around the 24-yard line. So here is 3rd and 20 for Royse City. Rude way to treat a sophomore coming in for his first series. Joe Vera Cruz from the shotgun. We'll take the snap. Back to pass. Here comes the rush. He throws it. The ball is caught. And then even more yardage loss. I think Colin Wade got to the receiver, who was the first time we've heard his name, Joseph Morales, on the catch. And his net result will be a catch for -6 or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Because 26, 4th and 26.
So here we are from the 30-yard line. Royse City's going to go for 4th and 26 from the 30-yard line. And Vera Cruz, the quarterback. He fakes to the running back, rolling to the right. He may keep. Now he's going to fire the ball to a receiver, caught by Alphen, but well short of the first down. The ball will go over on downs. As the Wildcats hold, Royse City got down to about the 17. They were 3 yards shy of the original line of scrimmage. It's where they took over after the interception. So Royse City over on downs. Good defensive stand by the Wildcats. 8:27 left in the fourth quarter. Royse City 36 and the Wildcats 2. I'll tell you, I was doing research on this Royse City team, and they are awfully impressive. just in a lot of different ways.
Absolutely.
And so they should be at the top of the district. Coach Owens called them top 3 in our district this year. And here's a back to Wallace. Wallace, a pass incomplete. Tried to get it over to Caden Davis. Incomplete pass, and it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats at the 17-yard line. The Wildcats would like a score, nothing else. You just, the pride. You want to put as many points on the board as you can. Feel good about yourself. Trip receivers out to the right, one to the left for Wallace, and this will be a running play. Nice cut by Davis. Across the 20, the 25 to the 30, and up near the 35, 36-yard line for Caden Davis. That was a 19-yard run. I doubted my own math there for just a second. But 1st down and 10 now for the Wildcats at the 36. And I would say that they've got a lot of reserve players, but I see their starting defensive end is still in there. And I believe that fire-breathing nose guard is still in there. Here's a running play. Not much on that run. Right about the line of scrimmage. Maybe 1 yard gained on the play.
Davis again.
By Davis.
That Hooten's Hardware 1st down was a net no gain.
Zippo. 2nd down and 10. Still the 36-yard line. Wallace takes a snap, looking down the field. Waits and waits for somebody to open up. Fires it downfield. Oh, did he catch it?
It looked like it hit the ground.
It was close to a catch. It was thrown low.
That was Ponce.
And Noe Ponce tried to get down there and get it. Noe is also an excellent goalkeeper for the Wildcat soccer team. And so he's used to getting those mitts on the ball. But that one was too low. And so 3rd down and 10 for the Wildcats at their own 36. Wallace takes the snap. He's back in the pocket. Has time to throw. Fires a pass incomplete. Boy, Bryant Sanchez wishes he had another shot at that one, I think. It just went sailing through his hands. Sanchez, another soccer player for the Wildcats. I saw our soccer coach here tonight. I told him that they weren't allowed to go through the food line, but he did anyway.
You were getting food. I knew that was.
No, it wasn't me. It was a soccer coach.
Oh, I see.
Illegally, I might add.
Right. 4th down, 10.
Punt time for Noe Ponce. Ball on the 36-yard line, and again, Petroff, I believe, back at the 30. Here's Ponce's kick. He gets it away. Oh, it's a beauty. And Petroff can just turn and watches it go sailing into the end zone. That was a 64-yard kick by Noe Ponce. Wow, Noe.
His longest of the night, of course. So
1st down and 10 for the Bulldogs. And at the 20-yard line. 7:17 left in the 4th quarter, and Royse City leads 36-2. This is, the coaches were saying, may have been several sources, but I'm trying to remember now exactly who said it, either coordinators or Coach Owens, but I think it was Matt Young. He said this will be the best team we've faced so far this season. I agree. Back to Veracruz. Here's a running play, and the running back will move forward for about 4 yards on the play.
22.
And that's a new running back that we have not heard from. That is Dillon Garter. I mean, he's had several running plays this season.
And,
not a whole lot.
Logan Pinto's in the game, too.
Yeah, he's also had a few runs, and there is that may be the aforementioned. Pinto did just carry the ball, and he's up around the 29-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 1. To give you an idea on rushing, Pinto has 11 carries for 55 yards. Garner's 9 carries for 72. That's for the whole season. And back to Veracruz. Another running play for Royse City, and they will squeeze out the 1st down as they get it across the 30 up to the 32-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Bulldogs, as I'm sure Coach Petroff would be willing to just keep grinding away here and grind out the last 6 minutes or so of this ball game. Veracruz from the shotgun. And here's Pinto with another run and a short run. I think these are some of the younger players that are kind of the future of Royse City. Pinto is a junior. Garner, that we saw, is also a junior. And Veracruz, as we mentioned, a sophomore.
5:55 left in the game.
So it's second down and looks like 9 for the Bulldogs at the 33-yard line. Again, Veracruz, the quarterback. And he will hand off Pinto again, hitting up in there. And got up across the 35 to the 36. And that will be 6 yards short of the first down. 3rd and 6 for the Bulldogs as the clock down to 5:30 and counting, and they lead 36-2. Veracruz back from the shotgun. And will take the snap. He fires the ball out. It is caught by a big receiver. He will have the first down. And that is the first catch that we've seen tonight, I believe, by Triton Agee. He is a junior, 6'3", 190. Big fella. Look, I thought he was a tight end, but he's a wideout. Big fella. And first down and 10 for the Bulldogs. Oh, a bad snap, and Veracruz going back. He picks it up. He's really in trouble now and sails it down the field, and it looked like the ball was caught down there.
Flag on the play.
But the officials are talking about the flag instead of the catch. Somebody's got to mark that yardage. I think the ball was caught at the 38, but we have a holding. As Royse City was trying to help their quarterback, who is scrambling back there.
Holding on the offense.
And so they were hanging on to try to stop some of these Wildcats. And we've got some young players are now in there. We want to talk about Coben Wiley is in the ball game for the Wildcats on defense. See if we can spot some other fellas. I think he's playing in the defensive line, Wiley. Walker's still in there. I believe Colson Ivy still on the nose. And here's first down and long for Royse City. And quarterback rolling to the left. Veracruz around the corner. Boy, that guy can fly. And he's finally tackled in the secondary up around the 45 in Royse City territory. He's going to be 8 yards short of the first down. But that was a heck of a run. So second down and 8. Boy, that little Veracruz can move. Also in for the Wildcats now is Joel Vasquez. He's back in safety position. And Veracruz here on second down and 8 takes a snap. Running play, and not much there. The Wildcats choked that off. Good play, guys. Nice play there by Colson Ivy, among others. Little J.J. Hall is in there, the linebacker. See what kind of height they put on J.J. 5'6". And he's a player. So here's third down now, and about 7 needed. And Veracruz throws a pass. It's caught, but the receiver ran out of bounds at the 50-yard line, and that's 3 yards short of the first down. So it'll be fourth down and 3 for Royse City right at the midfield mark. And it looks like Royse City, they may just go for it here. The clock at 3:17 and counting. And Royse City with 4th and 3.
They're going for it.
For Joe Veracruz. Back in the shotgun. We'll take the snap and run. Hand off to Pinto, and he's in trouble. And he will not get the first down. Good. And now the ball is fumbled, I think. Picked up by, looked like Colin Wade.
It was.
But let's see if they say the ball was down. Looked like they gave Wade some recovery and gave him some return yardage. So
it's going to be Wildcat ball.
As a fumble. Would have been anyway on ball over on downs, but officially will now be a fumble recovery by Colin Wade and a return of several yards. First down and 10 for the Wildcats at their own 47. And Wallace comes back out with Caden Davis. Got Noe Ponce out there. Got Landry Meskimen. A couple of receivers here on the near side.
Sanchez and number 8.
Dietrich Clayton. And Wallace will take the snap. Fires it out to Clayton. He caught it. Across the 40, straight ahead. I love the way he's running north-south. And he went down to the 34-yard line. Just pointed his nose right toward the goal line and took off. First down and 10 for the Wildcats at the Royse City 34-yard line.
Another Hooten's Hardware first down. Hooten's Hardware, Emory, Texas.
Makes us want to hoot and holler. Sometimes.
Every time.
Every
Get
time.
to say
Okay,
it.
all right.
Yes.
2 receivers left and right. Boy, one receiver got a head start. Here's a pass.
Ponce.
It's caught by Noe Ponce, and he's going to be dropped at the 29-yard line. Is there a flag over here?
Well,
did they miss that?
I think so.
I tell you what, if you do that in track, you're going to get the double gun. Bang, bang.
One of our receivers started just a little bit early there, but
we won't call any numbers or anything.
Ref didn't catch it, so
the pass is complete. And it's 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion. Noe Ponce. Wallace back in the shotgun. A little bit of a high snap. Brings it down to the running back. And this is a run by a new guy here. This
19.
is Jaden Janway. Jaden Janway on the carry.
Gets about a yard, looks like.
And so it's going to be 3rd down and 5.
Maybe it was no gain.
At the 29-yard line. Yeah, I think that's exactly where the ball was. So here's, and once again, a little bit of fast start and no call. Wallace is going to sail the ball down the field to the end zone, incomplete. Threw it in the direction of Dietrich Clayton, but he ran out of field there.
The ball sailed over that inner fence, so it wasn't even still on the field. It was not.
Yeah, it was just overthrown, and it may have been intentionally done. But once again, they escaped the wrath of a flag. The receiver. I guess if you're going to keep taking off early, it ain't going to count it. They'll just think that you've got tremendous anticipation. Here's 4th down and 5 for the Wildcats at the 29. Back to Wallace. Wallace fires a pass. It caught by Kylan Wade for the first down. Nice job by Wade to get that first down. I think Wade in his younger days was quite a receiver because, and he looked very exciting in the spring, making things happen as a receiver. Of course, he's an excellent defensive player.
Sets up another Hooten's Hardware first down for the Wildcats as they're down on the Bulldog 22-yard line.
It is 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats. They are at the 22-yard line. 2 receivers left and right. And Wallace takes the snap, sails it down the field toward Clayton, and once again overthrown. And the Royse City defender actually had a better bead on the ball than Clayton, but it was overthrown. And it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats again from the 22-yard line. Just 51 seconds, all that's left. And you know the pride on the field. The Wildcats want to score, and Royse City wants to keep them at 2 points. So both teams trying to get this, their objective here. Wallace directing traffic, fires the ball down the field. It's tipped, and luckily this one found the ground. So many times this year, Wallace's tipped balls that go ricocheting off receivers end up in the opposing team's hands. That one did not.
I think 2 Bulldogs touched it and a Wildcat, but they all came up empty and the ball hit the ground.
3rd down and 10 now from the 22-yard line. And the Wildcats again up there. This is a tight formation. All the receivers and everything fairly close to the offensive lineman. And Wallace will take the snap. He's going to get a pass rush, but he eludes it. Has a lot of time to throw. Now, soft touch down the field, but incomplete to Kylan Wade. Thrown out of bounds, and it's going to be a 4th down and 10 for the Wildcats at the 22.
37 seconds left in the game.
You never know when you're going to have a play like this later on in the season that might really be for something. It might mean a ball game or something. So you've got to continue to execute and maybe recall one of these plays later on in the season. But once again, Wallace from the shotgun. Trip receivers out to the right side. A high snap, but Wallace comes down with it. He's going to fire the ball complete at the 5, and touchdown Wildcats. That was Landry Meskimen, the coach's son. His father's up here with the coaches in the coaching box. Coach Meskimen, Jason, I believe. I think I have that right. Jason Meskimen. He's the coach for the freshman team.
So number 22 gets a 22-yard reception for the touchdown.
Ooh,
and Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go, Wildcats.
All right, here's the extra point, and the kick on the way by OCL Lopez in there, and the kick is good. 29 seconds left in our football game. New score here from Gerald Prim Stadium. Royse City 36 and the Wildcats 9. Let's take a break, and we'll be back in a moment.
And welcome back to Prim Stadium, where the Wildcats are about to kick off the J. Hyde Chevrolet kickoff.
And once again, who's going to do it? Is it going to be Lopez or is it going to be Zavala? They're both approaching the ball, and it's going to be Lopez with the onside kick. It takes that high hop, and the Wildcats could not get possession. It was just bouncing too high.
Brian Sanchez had it at his fingertips.
Sanchez, yeah.
Yes, he just had it at his fingertips, tipped it, and it went out of bounds. So a great try by the Wildcats.
It was a beautiful kick by Lopez to take that big high hop. That's what you're looking for.
Right over the first line of the defenders, and Brian Sanchez was right there. But like I say, just tipped it and went the wrong way.
The ball will be spotted at the 36. We've got 29 seconds. I have a feeling we may just see the knee here from Royse City.
Right.
I can't imagine that they would want to do anything else.
And number 79 comes in the ball game for the Bulldogs. So that's
he's one of your favorites, isn't he?
6'8", 305, and he's a junior.
He tilts the field when he comes out. That's what Chad is saying. And this looks like a knee play for Veracruz. No, it'll be a running play to Pinto. And he into the secondary. He almost broke that. The Wildcats tackled him. They'll have to stop the clock. They may just let it go, but they're supposed to. Yeah, they're supposed to stop the clock and then reset the chain gang. And they just never stop the clock on this. It's in under 10 seconds now. And now they will take the knee. And there's the knee by Veracruz. And that's going to do it. We're at 0-0, and our ball game is history here. And a very good Royse City Bulldog team comes in here and really gets it done. It was only 14-2 at the end of at halftime.
Correct.
But 15 unanswered points, and then another 7 in the fourth quarter. And actually, the Wildcats. What do you say? What do you always say? We won the fourth quarter. Actually, we came out even 7-7. So,
right.
But that was well after everything was decided. Now they're going through the handshake line. Always a great moment in a football game where players congratulate each other on a well-fought football game. But Royse City comes out on top. They're 1-0 in district play, and the Wildcats go to 0-2. The Wildcats will have the bye, as Greenville did tonight. They will have the third bye in district play. And so next week on a Friday night, if you tune in, you'll catch Lady Cats volleyball as they'll play this very same Royse City team in the beginning of district play for volleyball. That'll be in our gym, and Doug Haston and I will be putting that one together.
And if you show up at Prim Stadium, expecting the Wildcats, so it'll be their bye week. But Prim Stadium will be hosting another game, Argyle versus Liberty Ilo.
Oh, boy, and that's Kyle King's team, ex-Wildcat. And one of his assistants is another a Fighting Heart Award winner for the Wildcats. Martin Bryant is an assistant coach on that team for Liberty Ilo. And I mean to tell you, as I say always when you're talking about Argyle, beware of the Sox. Those guys can play football. They are tough. So the Liberty Ilo will have their hands full. The Wildcats lose this one, and the next time Chad and I will get together with football as a subject, we'll be in City National Bank in Forney, and we'll be playing the Forney Jackrabbits. So, Chad,
right.
Wildcats lose this one 36-9.
Yes, October 4th is going to be the Forney game, an away game, so we hope you're tune in for that. That's all the time we have for this game. Unfortunately, the Wildcats come up short. Our thanks to everyone that puts this together for us, and certainly James Terry back at the studio for keeping us in line on everything. And Doug Haston, of course, will have the ball game on Channel 18 tomorrow, and then shortly after that up on YouTube for you to review. And I think Don has one more thing he wants to say before we sign off.
Right, and one other thing Doug will have will be the homecoming court, the presentation of all the candidates, and once again, princesses, Haiti Telez and Hannah Morrill, and the homecoming queen is Sable Erdmeyer, one of our power lifters. She went to the regional meet last year, and just a delightful young lady, and she's kin to Matt Young, by the way.
Right.
In that family. In fact, Tom Young escorted her out tonight, and Tom looked natty, of course. And so, anyway, just wanted to mention that. Congratulations again to Sable Erdmeyer being the homecoming queen.
So thanks to everyone that helps us put this on. James, that's all we have from Prim Stadium, where the Wildcats come up short against the Bulldogs.